제제 고추 삼버지기 롤리야 다 디마다양 그소르게 원뱅아 예매베체 그리고 김전데 버지 타는 당원에 고추예요 다 고추도 사버지 예배이는 아니 투 징룰 깨지기도 와서 동에 와라 아니 깨지시네 배 미수요래 다 타임 쉽지가 쳐요래 다 고추예요 다 내가 하지 않네 삼버지 로다로 쉐데 shum베이는 그렇게 하면 개발이야 띵띵게 누가 고추로
And here I would like to refer to a beautiful point, at least to my mind, made by Nagarjuna when talking about the need for patience and the time span that one would require to really engage in a process of mental training or mental discipline. Nagarjuna says that if, as a result or while engaging in the process of mental training and mental discipline, if through your practice of insights and the skillful means of the application of that insight, you can develop within yourself a sense of ease and confidence that is really rooted in a kind of a confirmed state of definiteness, kind of a definitive stance, then Nagarjuna says that the duration, the time scale does not make any difference because there is no relevance so long as you are grounded in that kind of a sense of ease and deeply rooted confidence, because time doesn't make any difference to you. On the other hand, if we are experiencing a really miserable event, then of course, from our own personal experience, time does matter, because even for a short period or short instance, the sense of unbearableness of that experience is so enormous that one would want to get out of it as soon as possible. So if we are to categorize this complex, multiple approaches to training the mind and bringing about a mental discipline, we can identify two principal aspects to this. One is the aspects of developing and cultivating insights or wisdom, as it is usually translated, and method or skillful means. So when we talk about the dimension of insights or wisdom, here we are primarily talking about the procedure for developing, cultivating, and enhancing valid ways of knowing and valid forms of thought.
Yeah. That logic Shologa Jabutigi, Ore, Shologa Jabutigi, any Kasurpiki, Tub the Shirp, Nigalo, Lochadandi, Sungiari.
So the 8 verses of Training the Mind, the text which has been distributed, summarizes these key teachings on the two components, the teachings on wisdom and teachings on method or skillful means.
Any Pigay Kasureva, Yamutansa, Tabdi, Pigay Kadijasati, Karasluna, Ranjis, Ranjis in the Donta Shet. Then they Tabi Chop, any Chanju Semdi, Ranjins in Lia, the Kasurpigay, Kadijana, so that Yamusona Kasul machine. Shall Kandaji Ranjins, that part Mavasoya, the Ranjis Shuntaria, the Shanjins in Lochaya, the Tabi Chad to Studiare.
So the central
Judelia, any Shirabachadi, any Karsawa Slavina, that Teat go Dondardi, Dunzinsha. Rather, Dunzin Mavasoya, the Tamito Shirabdigi, and Mavasoya, you may use an now Shologa Jabutigi, now got a Ranjins in Yamutanda, Dunzin in Yamutanda, that is Sungiari. That you wouldn't do when you wouldn't do this look.
So the central focus in this text are engaging in antidotes that would enable the practitioner to counter two principal factors. One is our self-cherishing thoughts and the sense of selfishness that it is grounded in. And this antidotes principally involve cultivating altruism, compassion, and bodhicitta, the altruistic aspiration to attain enlightenment for the sake of all sentient beings, all of which are directly aimed at counteracting this self-centeredness and self-cherishing thought. And then the wisdom teachings in these 8 verses of training the mind concentrates on countering the grasping at some kind of self, enduring self, or permanent self-existence. So, because of this, one could say that these 8 verses of training the mind really kind of contains within them a kind of the entire essence of the Buddha's teaching in a distilled form. So this way of looking at the essence of the teachings of the Buddha in terms of the teachings on wisdom and teachings on method also corresponds wonderfully to the point Nagarjuna makes, that the entire teachings of the Buddha must be understood within the framework of the 2 truths, the conventional truth and the ultimate truth. Therefore, one has to understand the essential teachings of the 4 Noble Truths in terms of those 2 truths. So, when we talk about understanding the nature of 2 truths, the fact that there are true truths in reality is the way it is. It's there are true truths, there are ultimate truths, and there are conventional truths. However, one should not understand that these 2 truths, the 2 realms of reality or 2 levels of reality, are in some sense 2 independent, distinct, unrelated realms of existence.
자, 드리 메이드선에 그 유언나서 용대야 되기 그 유언 좋토야지 그 자진 줄 알아. 자진을 가르쳐서는 그 게임을 라레버디 그 정신 차려. 뭐 비시루리. 그래서 게임을 라레버디 그 뭐 정신 뭐 비시루 차용 이러잖아요. 게임을 라 말레베 아니 라오지 다 매리. 자, 드네데베다 간다 라오 매댕인데 코란기 다 드루루 네루 먹고 예배는 네루 터도 뒤차디야 말이야. 그 라와 매댕에 샤나 라 레버지 정신도 예배 있잖아요. 규진지 집안 죽어래. 세상 규진지 집안 죽고 예배 뒤준 뒤 가르다 된 것으로나 그 규진을 떠봐봐 라왕가 주변 매봐 되고 땡무도 과. 세상 나들 단돈 잡아도 찍을 거서 잡아서 좀 가르치려면 찍디 요나서 된 거서 마다 맞으면 안에 아주 딱 샤샤들 봐 통대하들 봐. 다 집은디 그 떠봐 매배 라와 매봐디 또 딱샤샤나 봐도 심도 와. 당시 전에는 신에 딱고 때문에 이르잖아요. 그 때문에 라와다 잘 샤사버지. 얘는 그 로로 샤야지도 와. 그래서 이제 이르잖아요. 아니 가쇼를 그게 배 낭섭다게 안에 반남샤 샤제. 되게 다 인루 제베 타네. 인루 제베 다 다가 대야 줄루 줄 봐. 인루 다게 타네. 바 제니 서버에 다 가다지. 근데들보다 로이 녀든들라니 구조된 바스데 아직다 어다 낭좀 대무심바 대던지들로 컨디션이 잡아채는 용도 아니 라왕도 좀 매sam시고 니야지 여버래 근데 이메일은 달라야 챤니 아니 신의 니과 좀 이르잖아 근데 터두집에 리식이 니든 신이 니든 임베 단담된 바스는 다 도스다 임바래 간다여니 뭐 찍기 때문에 시추 찍기 때문에 아니 거래 가서 그게 낭수에 그 땡디 아니 왜 나서 배 샷땡에 대응에 다 대진배 때네 아니 취재 서울에다 가다지 탄이 주식으로 다 얘들은 당다 대가란 게 아니 두줄람 시루 그러지 마 째니 대니 니야 달라 아니 단도다 봐신 아니 도두지 시기니도 또 샤이 봐 시지기 때문에 저자가 대반이부디 못 찍라 독체인 치빈 스토바타데스 샤이.
So, as I pointed out earlier, that we should not have the understanding that the true truths are constituted by two independently existing, unrelated realms of existence or levels of reality. So, when I talk about true truths here, my understanding is, of course, based on the perspectives of the Indian Madhyamaka thinkers. In some sense, I could say that I have a prejudice. That's my bias, because I happen to admire their understanding of the true truths. So my perspective is really from that Madhyamaka school. The point I'm making, the reason why I'm saying this is that, of course, within the Buddhism, there are various diverse philosophical schools which will have different understandings of the truth, the teachings of the true truths. So my perspective is really from the Indian Madhyamaka thinkers. Now, according to their view, the conventional reality, the level of conventional existence, is constituted by the level of ordinary experience, the realm of causation, the realm of cause and effects, the realm of multiplicity and diversity, where we can see the diverse laws of reality operating, in which we can empirically experience. And that level of reality is called the conventional level of reality, because, or conventional truth, because the truth of those experiences and truth of those perception are really sort of specific to that level of understanding the world. Whereas if we probe deeper, what we find is an ultimate nature of reality, which is the fact that all of these things and events, including one's own self, do not exist with some kind of independent intrinsic reality. And that is because if we probe deeper into the nature of reality, what we find is the mere causation of the origination of everything as a result of aggregation of many causes and conditions. And what does that indicate to us, this interdependent causal nature of reality? What it indicates to us is the fact that things and events, including one's own self, do not possess some kind of independent, autonomous, discrete reality. They are in some sense emergent, they are in some sense dependent. Their origination is dependent upon multiple factors. And that absence of some kind of independent, autonomous reality is said to be ultimate truth. And the reason why it is called ultimate truth is that it is not obvious to us at the level of our ordinary perception and understanding of the world. One needs to probe deeper and go beyond the level of ordinary understanding of the world. Therefore, that level of reality is called ultimate truth. So these two truths, the ultimate truth or the ultimate reality and the conventional reality, are nothing but two sides of the same thing, two perspectives on one and the same world. So one should not have a notion that they are in some sense unrelated, independent levels of reality.
Mm.